Hello, Advanced Financial Planning students. We are now in week 4, so we're halfway through the course. I should have everything graded for the exams here shortly. May get it done today, just depending on my availability, but great job again on the forum discussion this past week. This week, going to go a little bit easier on the forum discussion. I want you to kind of talk about a bucket list of things that you maybe want to do in retirement, something a little bit fun. We're in the playoffs here in football, and we'll have the Super Bowl coming up in a couple weeks. But still, share your thoughts and then share your thoughts with your peers. But we'll work on that because that's one of the subjects we're going to look at this week. This week, you do have 3 chapters to read. You have some homework problems. Again, still start thinking about that final project on your analysis because that's going to be coming up rather quickly. Within 21 days it's due. So map it out, plan it, and that way when it gets towards the end of the course, you'll have your final, but that project too. So just stay on the top of things, you'll be fine. This week we obviously look at additional topics with insurance. Think about insurance, we have personal and property. That's relative to your home and auto, typically, that we look at. With insurance, the textbook authors talk about the idea of moral hazard. Moral hazard exists because with insurance you may take on riskier activities, so it's something that the insurance companies have to think about, and they also price that into the decisions with deductibles too. So they try to put incentives in there for you to take certain actions, especially as it talks about to self, with health insurance, if you're doing things that are in your best interest, if you're not smoking, exercising, a lot of companies try to encourage you to take on healthy activities. This is going to lower their overall cost too. So with that too, you think about that with, I mentioned about personal and the property, but also we have, the governmental side too. So it's one we often forget about, but especially the retirement side with Social Security, occasionally people do have to have unemployment, and there are benefits for you in case something happens. Like I remember my father passed away at age 44. I think I was 20 years old at the time. I had a brother and sister. My brother was able to, along with my mom, through the Social Security insurance, have a monthly check that she would receive until my brother turned 18 years old. So she had that for about 6 years. So there are those types of insurances out there. We sometimes forget about them, but there's disability and other forms of workers' comp, but again, a lot of times individuals maybe have a shortfall in those types of insurances, and probably more so even for disability insurance. You're much more likely to have to file a claim in disability insurance in your lifetime than you're ever going to file a claim on life insurance. I think the probability of that is maybe like anywhere from 2 to 3% that you will actually collect on life insurance. But we're also going to look at the other 2 chapters, retirement planning. Retirement planning is really a question of, what is this present value of annuity that I need? What is this lump sum in the future if it's $1 million? And generally we like to think this in terms of you want to have at least 80% of your current salary if you want to maintain that same standard of living. And how long do I think I'm going to live to? So really what you're doing is you're forecasting on the future, your tolerance for risk too. How much do I need on this X date to make sure if I want to retire at age 65 and I think I'm going to live to 90, well, I need a cash flow for the next 25 years. So obviously, hopefully you will have some Social Security too, but the Social Security is not going to be enough to cover those gaps of insurance needs for your health and just cash flows for everyday living expenses. So, and then finally it talks about education planning. It's a brief chapter. If you have any kids, you probably want to be thinking about 529 plans. Also, what is very popular these days, because college is getting so expensive, is doing high school dual credit or IB classes, or something that when they come out of high school, they're already like a sophomore in college, and that can save up to $20,000 a year. I know in Missouri where I live, we have an A+ program where you can go to community college pretty much for free for 2 years. And then, you transfer to a K-State, an MU, or somewhere else, and you've saved yourself $50,000. So as long as our state continues to fund that, it can be a very popular option if that's something that would fit for your son or daughter. So that's a summary of this week. So just make sure to jump in that forum discussion. Send me an email if you have questions, but our cohort is doing a great job relative to those discussions, so keep it up. But otherwise, good luck with your financial planning and projects, and I will talk to you online. Take care.